Hi friends, we're back for Spooky Saturday where we tell you stories all about the strange and otherworldly, and if this happened to me, I would be questioning everything. This is from Reddit user Crowhorse. It happened in 2000 when I was working at a juvenile detention center in a small town in Oklahoma as a corrections officer. I was working nights at the time and I arrived for work at 9 p.m. This one night when I arrived for work, my supervisor looked at me confused and asked, "Why are you here?" I said, "I work tonight." And he said, "But you called in a few hours ago saying that you were sick." I was a bit confused and said, it must have been somebody else and they got the message wrong. I went to work in the control room where I usually work. After I relieved the guard on duty and settled in for the night, I looked at the message that said that I called in. It said that I called in at 6:50 and said that I'd gotten sick while out cleaning up after the storm. There had been a storm the night before, and it was a bit bad, but nothing that anyone had to go out and clean up after, so it was really weird. The supervisor came into the control around that time. He was a friend of mine outside of work, and we started talking about how odd it was. I decided to call my wife at home and tell her while he was sitting there. I picked up the phone and dialed, and after 2 rings, a man picked up the phone in a raspy voice and said, "Hello?" I didn't know what to say for a few seconds, and I looked at the phone to make sure that I dialed the right number, and I had. And after a few seconds, the person said again, "Hello?" And then again, the same raspy voice, and I said, "Hello, who is this?" He said, "This is Taylor, who is this?" My head started spinning because my name is Taylor also. I said in almost a scream, "Where is Anne?" He said, "Anne's in bed. Who is this?" I dropped the phone. I told my supervisor to ring me out because I had to get home, and I took off towards the door. I could hear Dave pick up the phone behind me and say hello, followed soon after by, "What the fuck?" I ran to my car and I drove home faster than was legal. My mind was racing the entire time. I busted through the door and my wife was sitting there watching TV, shocked to see me being at home. I asked her who was there. She said no one had been there, and after a rather long talk with my wife, I went to call the prison to tell them what was going on, but the phone was dead. I went back to work, and when I came in, Dave was acting weird and asking me, "How the hell are you doing this?" I was like, "What?" He told me that when I left, he picked up the phone and the person on the other end sounded just like me. He kind of freaked out and he hung the phone up. And a minute later, he said that I called back and asked him what the hell was going on. He said that I was irate, and I said that I was sick, I did not feel like playing any of these games, and to stop prank calling me, and hung up. After I convinced him that I had no idea what was going on, I went back to work. Later, I find out that the phone line from my area had been knocked down the night before by the storm. This is absolutely the strangest thing that's ever happened to me. Ooh, that one gave me goosebumps for sure. What would you do if you were talking to yourself on the phone? What would you do? Crazy. Come back Tuesday for some feel-good stories, Wednesday for some coincidence stories, and don't forget to follow your wonder. Thanks for watching. Bye.